What's going on, world? Another week of entertainment picks. I am Kuya P. Nerds rule the world, and joining me this week is my man from the Checkpoint, as well as the Sartorial Geek podcast, my brother Webster Style. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm good. You know what? I also forgot K-Faby, baby, the NRW Ring Generals podcast. Tune into this week's episode, y'all, for that one. We just came off of AEW Double or Nothing, as well as WWE King and Queen of the Ring. So we're going to be talking about, and there's the blockbuster NXT episode that just happened.
Oh, yeah. That was
We're going to be talking about some things on K-Faby. So tune in for that. It'll probably be dropping the same time as this, but in this show, we're talking entertainment picks. We're talking about what's hitting our screen, whether it be the big screen in the theaters or the little screens streaming at home. But before we do that, let's check in with Webster Style with what he's watching as we normally do. We talk. You've been on here before, Webster Style. What have you been watching that you've been grooving to lately, or not so grooving to that you're like, stay away from that?
Well, I've been running through this last season of Discovery. As someone who wasn't a big Discovery watcher, I'm like, okay, final episode, let me watch it. Started off good, kind of mid of the season, literally just bored me. But the last two episodes were really good, and then this week with the final episode dropping, I'm looking forward to that, to seeing how that all shakes out. My biggest issue with this season is the villains just annoy the shit out of me. They really do. They really just annoy the shit out of me. But I saw a movie that you reviewed today during my travels out. I ended up watching The Beekeeper. Really good.
Okay.
Really good movie.
Yeah, dude, that was the film that kicked off my year this year from the press screenings and kind of a John Wick-ish type film, man. Are you hoping that we get the similar? I want more Beekeepers. They kind of left it open-ended, right?
Yeah, they did a really good job believing it, where this could be the end, but also very easily you have sequels, and he could be just, I thought of it like he just adopt different aliases like every single movie, and something happened. And so, I thought it was really good. It was really, really good. Really enjoyed that.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that. I like that you saw it and you dug it as well. I thought it was a great way to kick off the year. Kind of, came from like the school of John Wick in that fashion, and man, good time. And Jason Statham, man, he delivered in that.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, cool, man. I've been seeing quite a few films. Some that are we going to be actually talking about for this week, and some stuff that we'll be talking about very soon on the channel. But unfortunately, because of embargoes, can't talk about them now. But they are some of them are part of the picks this week. So let's go ahead and kick it off with my picks this week, Webster Style. First up is a film from Paramount, and on the channel this week, I'll also have my interviews with its creatives, but we'll chat about that after we check out the trailer. I'm curious what you think of this one, Webster Style. This one's called The Young Wife. Let's check it out.
Once upon a time, there was a woman who loved a man who loved her back. And so they decided to have a wedding.
Mr. and Mrs. River Rabbits. Oh, so cute!
I think being nervous is okay.
You do look stressed. You should really separate your shoulders from your neck.
I am sympathetic to your outburst.
Everything you have given to this life, you are just ready to wash your hands of it.
Being a wife always felt a bit like a job.
Everybody keeps saying things like that.
The wife is the one who works.
It has been a month since you've answered a phone call.
Do not get out of this right. Do not get out of this right now. Get out.
Welcome to Meditation Minute. We're gonna take a couple of deep breaths. You ready? Inhale.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Exhale.
I don't know if I'll love you forever.
Think I'm pressed about forever? Love me now.
Is this the happiest you've ever been?
Will you love him like we love him?
Will you actually make time for us?
Do you still think about us?
Do you want
So you
It doesn't matter. It's my life.
We're gonna take one more inhale. Make it big.
All right, Webster Style dropping this week on digital from Paramount. The Young Wife. I spoke with the star, Kiersey Clemons, who plays the character of Celestina, who we follow her. She's the young wife getting ready to get married. And then I also spoke with the writer-director as well in a joint interview with Kiersey, Tyresha Poe, who's the writer-director, producer on this. She did a couple episodes of Twilight Zone, the relaunched version recently, and also she did another film of her own called Sella and the Seas, I think it was called. It was on Prime Video, but phenomenal director. The art direction in this is insane. I think, from this, you might think, seeing this trailer, I know this is your first time seeing this, if I'm not mistaken, right? This is your first time seeing it. You might think it's a little bit of a horror film because it's got like some weird elements there. It's not a horror film.
I didn't think that, but it definitely gives that vibe. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought, so that's what I
can
felt.
see that though.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh, what am I getting into? But no, it's a real artsy drama art piece, if you will, of just, the day right before your wedding. You're going through all the emotions of, am I ready to just become one with somebody and be involved with this all-consuming family and friends and just all of their, chatter about, is this the right thing to do? Blah, blah, blah. And you're just going through everything. Your adrenaline is high, just everything. And so I think Tyresha Poe, who again is the writer-director on this, really captured that, and Kiersey Clemons really brought it to life. As you can tell, I saw that earlier today, right before the interview, so it's still fresh.
Okay.
What do you think from the trailer? What did you get from this?
Just from the trailer itself, I thought it was really well done. As two people who are married and have been married for, I think you're like 20 years now or over 20.
Yeah. Going on 25, brother. 25.
And I'm creeping up on 20. It's interesting because I don't know, it's a young wife, but being married, even the husband's like, or groom is like, all those questions are in their head as well.
Totally.
And I can only imagine what it's like now compared to when we said I do, as far as the outside influences and everything. So I think it's just from what I saw of the trailer, it is very poignant based on what I saw. And it seems like it treats the subject matter very respectfully and very honest as well.
Completely. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Yeah. While it's called The Young Wife, it centers on Kiersey's character. I think anybody in a relationship can understand this, and just the noise of outsiders that are beyond the couple. You know what I'm saying? Really well done. Very artistic, amazingly shot, beautiful. Shout out to Tyresha Poe, and Kiersey Clemons is an amazing actor. We saw her in The Flash. We saw her in Dope. We've seen her in a bunch of other projects. She's a great. She's going to be a legendary actor when it's all said and done. Also, we had Judith Light in there, man, from the 80s.
Yeah, I saw that.
With the coloring there.
Boss.
She's great in this. Yeah. Cheryl Lee Ralph, brilliant actress, legendary actress. Just a phenomenal cast and really well done. And I'm really hype on Tyresha Poe because it was just very beautifully shot, well written, and just everything about it. I'm like, man, this is somebody that's trying to break from the norm and kind of really give us something different.
Right.
And I think even in the quiet moments and just what Kiersey had to do without even conversations, which is beautifully done. And yeah, man, I really enjoyed this film, and check out the interview on the channel. Probably I'll have it up by the time I have this episode up with the both of them, and check it on digital when it arrives on May 31st. Ready for my next film pick? What's this out?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. This one is super dope. I'm gonna have a full review with my pal Heather. She's actually, as y'all know, Heather generally is my partner in this. Webster Style is helping me out today because she's actually screening this film tonight. I screened it early because of all the interviews I had today. So look for my review with Heather for Young Woman and the Sea. Let's check out the trailer, Webster Style.
Okay.
I know you've thought about it. How far is it across?
It's 21 miles across.
Currents changing every few hours. Freezing water. The hardest test in all of sport.
Do you think I could do it? Do you think I can? I've decided to swim the English Channel.
What do you mean?
I'm going to swim the English Channel.
No, I'm saying...
I wasn't asking. Please pass the bread.
A woman. She won't get past the 7th male.
I believe she'll die in that water.
You know, most men believe that we're too weak to compete. And what if I make it? Then they got a serious problem.
The thing you love most, it terrifies me. I can't imagine if something happens to you.
They're rooting against you, Trudy. They want the water to win.
I came all this way. Might as well see England.
Is that Daisy really?
There's no going back.
Okay.
Come on, girl. Kick your feet!
I need you to promise me something. Don't let anyone take me out of the water, no matter what.
6 miles in. She's slowing down.
They don't want us to be heroes. They don't want us to be anything.
Jellyfish. She's gonna have to swim through.
Trudy, you don't have to do this. I don't know. Seems like a nice day for a swim.
All right, Young Women in the Sea arriving to theaters on May 31st. Again, I'll have my full review with Heather on the channel as well this week. What do you think of this one, Webster Style?
I feel like I saw like a teaser months ago and totally forgot about this movie. It's not to take anything from it. It looks like your standard sort of biopic sort of movie. It's not a bad thing in any way. I mean, it was a great trailer. It gets me interested in the story. And especially, I think, like, we grew up, while obviously we're older, we heard about that growing up as children. I would imagine that maybe probably like a lot of whatever comes after millennials probably don't know this story. Or even young millennials, it's a story, and especially young kids, that they don't know. So I think it's very interesting that this comes out now, and a lot of people are able to get exposed to this story and exactly see how it happened, at least from a movie perspective, to see how it happened.
Yeah. I never heard of the story of Trudy Eberly, personally.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, I never knew about, I knew there were other people that swam the English Channel, but I never knew like Trudy's story. Recently, you know, over the holidays, we had the film Naiad about Diana Naiad, the older lady who swam from Florida to Cuba, that started Nat Benning, and that was a phenomenal film. Netflix dropped that, and that was great. And so I think I don't know if they kind of booked this film at the same time when that happened, but I love that we're getting these films, and female athletes as well, because we've seen a lot of male athlete films and everything. So I love that. I feel personally, because like we had Naiad, now we're getting this Trudy Eberly story. You know, these stories of these amazing females that kind of paved the way and like led the way. So this film was phenomenal. I was really inspired by this film. I'd put this up there with Rudy, bro. Rudy's like one of the top sports films of all time. This film was just as inspiring, beautifully shot, amazingly done. Daisy Ridley, I gotta say, we love her from Star Wars. I loved her more in this than I did in Star Wars. She is phenomenal in this. Just so inspiring. It's a film about sisterhood. Her sister was her hero and kind of encouraged her to become a swimmer. The mother, it's a film about family, but then also when just the whole world says you can't do it and you go against the grain and you do it. I'm already like diving more to learn more about the person that this was based on, Trudy Ederle, who Daisy Ridley plays. Just amazing. And one of the things you see, they show you some like footage of the real Trudy at the ending. Apparently there's the big parades that they throw in New York.
Yeah.
Since when Trudy Ederle swam the English Channel, they threw a parade in New York for her. And with everybody coming out, all of that. No parade has been bigger since that parade.
Wow.
I think this is not true, which says a lot. How many times have the Yankees won? They hadn't had a parade like Trudy Ederle had a parade.
Wow.
All the different festivities that occur in New York, the Macy's parade, all of that. They never had a bigger parade than they did for Trudy Ederle. She paved the way for a lot of females in swimming, in the Olympics, all of that. Just brilliant. Just a very inspiring. I laughed, I cried, I did all the emotions, man. It was just a great film. So shout out to Disney, giving us a great, inspiring film. And yeah, I put it out there with Rudy, man. Rudy's one of the dopest sports films of all time. And I got to say, they got something with Young Woman in the Sea. I was really happy to watch that film and screen it to check it out. So stay tuned for my full review. I kind of already said it's the bomb already, but go buy them tickets, man. You're going to check it out. And not losing the love, my top pick for this week, Webster Style, reinvents the horror genre slasher film. It's called In a Violent Nature from IFC Films and Shudder. Let's check out the trailer, Webster Style.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask you again. You stay out of that park. But one of these days, you're going to find something that's going to walk right through your traps. Trust me, you don't want to find that animal.
You guys never heard of the White Pine Slaughter?
The what?
The White Pine Slaughter.
Just tell us the story.
You guys really want to hear it?
Yeah.
Come on. All right, buckle up.
Something's not right, man. Get it through your head. You don't know what you
just think.
The only thing holding his soul at rest.
Look, give it back.
You can't. He's awake now. What are you waiting for? We're right here.
All right, Webster Style. There you go, from IC Films and Shudder. In a Violent Nature arrives to theaters May 31st. Bro, this film. Good. I don't know if you're not much of a horror fan though, right? But you've seen like a Friday the 13th.
I am a humongous horror fan.
Oh, okay, bro. Just imagine if Jason Michael Myers had a camera crew and just followed him the entire film. And you learn the story through just Jason watching the campfire and the people talking about stuff. So like that audio you heard is how you learn the story watching this film.
Wow.
Somebody steals this pendant in the forest. Once that happens, you've awakened the beast. And you followed Beast as you saw those shots.
Yeah.
Of him going from place to place until he gets his locket back. And you learn the story while you're tracking with him. So there's some dead moments, but you're literally the camera crew watching him go
right
to area to learn the story, man. It's crazy. And like you saw one of the crawls, the gnarliest kills ever. Some of the kills in this film, bro, may make you throw up. It's crazy. This film is insane. In a Violent Nature, it's going to be a horror classic, guaranteed, man. Check it out. Get your tickets, bro. Wild. I was like, what the hell am I watching? At first, like, there's this static image of just nothing, and then you just hear this audio, and like that's the first trinkets of what is going on. And you hear like, okay, this person found this pendant, we're gonna take it. the next thing you start seeing the ground just vibrating, and he comes up out of the ground, and you're just watching him go from area to area, and you're learning the whole film the whole way. It's fucking crazy, dude. Insane. In a Violent Nature, bro.
Wow.
So intrigued?
Insane. I can't wait. Yeah, definitely.
All right, brother. Yeah, man. So those are the picks for this week. I thought this was a dead week at first when I was like looking at the list, because I give picks every week, and I come on the radio and do it, and I'm like, man, what is dropping this week? This feel like a dead week, but I screened stuff late. I had screened In a Violent Nature a couple weeks ago, so I knew that was going to be fire. But the other two, Young Wife and Young Woman to See, I screamed at the very beginning of the week, and I was like, okay, these are actually phenomenal films, and turned out to be an insane week. So Young Woman in the Sea, The Young Wife, and In a Violent Nature are my picks this week, man. Tune in, bro. Tune in.
All right.
And yeah, reviews coming up for all of those films, and interviews with Tyresha Poe as well as Kirstie Clemens. And remember that name, Tyresha Poe from Young Wife. She's, again, a filmmaker that I think will be on the rise. And Chris Nash is the writer-director of In a Violent Nature. I'm remembering that name as well, because the way he revolutionized slashers with this In a Violent Nature is crazy. Those are two filmmakers to keep your eyes on, man. So there you go. Those are a pick for this week. What do you got coming up on Sartorial and Geek and everything over there, bro?
It's a slow week because of travel. So maybe just a bunch of shorts. Got some things in the can. I still got to finish editing, so I might get those done based on my schedule being out on travel for the next few days. So you may see some things, but right now it's going to be a quiet week. Dropped an interview with Scarlet Skies last week. He also got all my coverage from Fan Expo. Philly talked about Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2 that dropped last week as well. So all those are on the site also.
All right, there you go, y'all. Check it out. Again, you're on our NRW. You know what we're doing. A lot of stuff going on. Over this past Memorial Day weekend, I went to a couple of different, I was down in Charlotte, visited a couple stores down there. So check out some new vlogs there. Again, a bunch of interviews drop in, a bunch of reviews drop in. It's going to be crazy. And also the Kayfabe Baby episode that I was just talking about, we're actually getting ready to record that right now. So y'all will see that. We're talking about everything wrestling. So there you go.
Crazy.
My boy Webster Style, your boy Kuya P. All of our links in the comments below. Follow, do all the things, subscribe. We appreciate y'all. Peace.